Frame 69 coming hot at you on a wonderful
Yeah.
Tuesday afternoon. We got our awesome guest Kota joining us. Before we break down what he's about, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. If you want to be a guest on the podcast, DM us, comment us, email us, all that jazz. Get at us. Get on Gutterball. Kota's on Gutterball. You know why? Because he's not a fucking loser, but you are. Get on Gutterball. You're slacking. But we're doing great. We got an awesome list of topics. Kota, tell the people what you're about.
Yeah, what are you up to, man? Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you being here. Tell us a little bit about your business and kind of who you are.
Hey guys, my name is Gutterball Info. First of all, I want to say thank you to the Gutterball podcast. I've known Jackson since high school. He's a really cool ass person, really genuine person, never mean to nobody, always nice to everybody. Cool ass person to work with. And if you're trying to, come promote your business, come promote whatever you're doing, these are the people to work with because they're genuine. They're doing something for the Duluth community. They're not just sitting on their ass. They're actually out there working, trying to provide y'all really good content instead of going to sit on Netflix and watch nothing for a couple hours. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, my name is Dakota Othai. I'm from the Iron Range in Minnesota. I own a brand called Dreamcatcher Cartel. I also run a custom printing business. I am also associated with Midwest Creatives, which is the homies company that they all run. Anybody that fucks with music production, photography, if you guys want to come get custom garments made, all that, we work on one-on-one basis. We'll give you our personal contact. You can really come talk to us anytime you want to do business. My brand is more marketed for Native Americans, being that I am a Native American male. I'm Ojibwe and Cree, but I have other diverse cultural background in my family. My gear is marketed more for Native Americans, but it is for everybody. I want to clarify that. Just because you're not Native American doesn't mean you can't wear my clothing. I'm never going to be about that. If you're trying to come support me, come support the people, come support what I'm trying to do, go wear it. It's something.
Oh yeah.
It's not Gucci, it's not none of that. They're not out here doing stuff for the community. Me, how I grew up, I grew up in the juvenile center, had a lot of things thrown at me, grew up in foster care, grew up in all that stuff. Then when I came to Duluth, started getting myself educated, got on student council for Indian education, started
Good for you,
getting,
man.
Started getting academic awards, got my eyes focused on changing stuff. I plan to go to college, get my degree, and then I plan to work for equity programs in Minnesota and the surrounding areas to help teach people and help correct some of the policies and everything that the schools have in place that discriminate against people of color, people in foster care, the LGBTQ community, anybody that's been down for decades. I want to come out here and I want to change something. I want to give people a voice. I don't want to, I don't really want to be known for that. All I want to do is pass on the mindset, pass on the change in people. That's all I'm trying to do.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, you can do.
Well, first off, that's got to be the best guest intro we've probably ever had, right? That's got to be top. Well, anyways, Kota, thank you so much for being here again. I'm happy to meet you. I know this is our first time interacting. You've known Jack for years. And yeah, that's awesome, man. It was a Dreamcatcher Cartel was the company, correct? Yeah. So we'll put all that stuff in the description below, and we'll pimp it at the end of the cast too. I'll have to cop something, man, because I'm lacking right now. I don't got anything. So
yeah, you gotta get on that.
I do everything myself. I'm a one-man band. I got this little setup. Even when I was in a small bedroom, I was printing stuff off an at-home computer. I had Cricut equipment. And that's nothing compared to what I have now, but still, I was putting the work in.
Yeah,
with
and that's what matters, right?
Yeah, putting the work in with the bare minimum.
Yeah, no, that's cool shit. I always wonder with clothing brand, do you find it hard to make a return on you going in, just to make more profit on it? Is it more difficult? Because everyone says it's pretty damn hard to turn a profit. Did you find that?
So me being how I am, I've been in the service industry. I've been a bartender, been a server. I've been in retail. I made sales for Spirit Bay that closed down in Duluth, that was open in Canal Park. I made a lot of sales for them while I worked for them as a store associate. Growing up in the juvenile system, I got a new roommate every couple weeks, every couple months. And then I had to sit with them for like a year, something like that. I know how to talk to people. I know how to approach people. I got manners. So me being that, and having an entrepreneur mindset since third grade. In third grade, my uncle, introduced me. He's like, go put this gumball machine in your locker, charge kids a couple cents, and come back to me at the end of the day. So he's still that mindset in third grade, and I'm transferring it over to everything that I've kind of learned along the way about how to treat people, how to approach people on business, how to make a good business, and I did other stuff about business when I was a younger kid. So when you're approaching people, you have to be original, you have to be upfront, you have to have a good product, and you have to be genuine. You can't be fake about
Yeah.
nothing.
No.
You like if your heart's not in it, no matter what you're doing, I don't, and nobody has to do what I'm doing. That's
Right.
go do your own thing. Go be your own person. That's the coolest fucking thing you can do is be your own fucking person. You know what I'm saying? So like uh taking all this, how I treat people, approach people on business, making sure that all my designs are original. I do everything myself, everything like that. And then when I go approach people in public and say, hey, this is my name, this is what I'm about, this all original, I do everything at my house. I'm genuine. I'm genuine about everything. And being a good businessman, I'll throw you discounts if you make me referrals. Guess what? I'm gonna throw you more discounts, send you free shit. I do giveaways, and even when I'm out and about, I'll go pop up in the store, the smoke shop, something. Be like, hey, yo, here's a beanie. Just make sure you wear it while you're in here. And the thing is, a lot of people don't realize, like, yeah, you gonna have to invest some money into this. Like I've invested a lot of money into this. Even at the bare minimum, I had to go invest like $1,000
Yeah.
Yep.
just for the bare minimum. So you're gonna have to spend money to make money. And you know what?
Absolutely.
Sometimes that money is gonna feel like it's coming in slow. Like you just made like 2,500 investment, and it's taking you 3 months to make a sale. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But while you're waiting that 3 months, go out, go do some free promo, go give away free shit, go do something for your community. You gotta go out there, you gotta make your name known. You gotta make people wanna come talk to you, wanna come fuck with you. So you know what I'm saying? So you are gonna have to sacrifice some stuff, but you have to keep it in mind for everything that you're sacrificing, the return is going to be double if you're putting the work in.
Absolutely. Sounds like you have a
100%.
really clear vision and like
Yeah,
a really
damn,
good
dude.
goal.
Yeah.
Like it seems like you're super determined to get that done. And
Good for you.
yeah,
That's
no, you
fucking awesome.
definitely like
Oh
you
yeah, oh
gotta
yeah,
gotta put yourself out there and make money, spend money to make money. That's how it is, especially even with this
yeah,
podcast,
yeah. One of the coolest quotes I ever heard is "Scared money don't make none." If you're scared to go make money, you're not making nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't
No, it's
don't ever
true.
be scared to go try something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? For
Um,
sure.
one thing I want to ask is like, I mean, I guess you kind of already touched on it, but maybe even just quickly, like, what inspired you to just start this clothing brand or just design and develop? Like, what was like, oh, like I want to do this, like what kind of struck a chord with you?
Well, so while I was in the juvenile center, I've always been like somewhat of an artistic person. I really suck at drawing, so I'm very thankful for graphic design
Oh,
and all
hell
that.
yeah,
I suck
dude.
at
I'm
Yeah.
bad at
but
drawing too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, while I sat in the juvenile centers, I learned how to, do beadwork. I learned how to make dream catchers. I got very interested in every aspect about my culture, from language, from my history. Like I said, I wasn't really raised with it. Everything that I know now, I literally had to go out. I had to go ask people. I had to go learn because my family couldn't pass that down to me. I had to learn everything outside my family.
Hmm.
And so while I was sitting there, I'm up in lockup and I'm making dream catchers literally all day. I'm making dream catchers for the staff, kind of perfecting my craft. I was really sitting back, taking time, like, kind of trying to study it. And, from what I learned from my aunt in like sixth grade about, making them, I just took that initial information, trying to keep building up on it, trying to, get them to let me keep my craft supplies and lock up because it's, of cultural relevance, trying to, like, I was literally fighting for aspects of my culture while I was in lockup, while other people, it's blatant racial discrimination, cultural discrimination, while they weren't trying to give me all this stuff to participate in my culture, while they're supposed to be helping me, while they're supposed to be while I'm in treatment, while all that stuff. So when I'm making the dream catchers, and then when I got, I get out for a little bit, and I'd be at school, I'd be making them for kids at school, I'd be making them for teachers, all that, and I was
Remember
advertising
that.
it. And the thing about that is, like, I was selling them, but the thing I will say, I always said that these are decoration. These are works of art. This is nothing that's cultural. Everything that I was making wasn't actually like something that we like, wasn't the real dream catchers. The real dream catchers are made with red
Okay.
willow and sinew. Sinew is from deer intestine. Everything I was using was like
Oh,
synthetic beads, synthetic leather. I wasn't trying to use my culture to make money. I was making art to make money, and I was trying to, give people a look at my culture to go make money. So,
hmm
that's all it was. And then I started working for Spirit Bay, and then one day, all of a sudden, I just got interested. I said, I just want to make a cool shirt. I've, like I said, I like Told you guys earlier, like came from nothing, came from poverty, had to, grab clothes out of a dumpster on the reservation, family cooking for a Goodwill. I did not have nice clothes growing up. I did it. So I was like, you know what? I kind of want to just make something nice for myself, do something for myself. It literally started at the smallest idea. I was sitting there like, oh, how do you make a custom shirt? I'm like, oh, you can just get a heat transfer and an at-home printer, and then all you gotta do is find a heat iron and press it on. I was like, that seems easy. And then some just clicked in me, and it kept rolling. And just like I kept researching and researching and researching. I'm like, yo, there's a whole world of this. There's a whole spectrum of this. Like there's so much to learn about clothing design, and the game is always changing. Like you gotta stay up to date.
Yeah.
Like games always, like big companies make a change in a day, affects the whole industry, you know?
Mhm.
And so
Weird clothes.
so when I yeah, when I started, like I was working at Spirit Bay in Duluth and Canal Park, and dude, shout out Spirit Bay. That was one of the coolest fucking companies ever in Minnesota. The owner, Terry Smith, well, coolest guy I ever know. He put the Native community on with a lot of shit. He started Indian education program out in Fond du Lac. He getting buses to go pick up kids in Lou, bring them to Fond du Lac, go to school. He worked in drug treatment centers, all this stuff, and he started a Native American owned business. Which in that store he was putting on artists in the community. People would walk in with beadwork, and he'd buy the beadwork and then go resell it. You know what I'm saying? Like he was putting people's art out there. He was supporting the community. He was making sure that schools had access to all these cultural items. So like all the casinos, all the schools were putting orders through us to get all these cultural items. Like he's a real stand-up dude, a real businessman, really there for his family. And what inspired me about him is like yeah, he fucked up. He went to jail. He went to prison. He struggled with addiction, all that stuff. He's still turning it around. Still did something for his community. So like while I was working there, I'm seeing all these, other native artists come in, making their moves. I'm sitting there and I'm selling it. I'm already selling their artwork. And then I put my dream catchers that I make up in the store, started selling those. So I'm like, okay, what's gonna be the difference between me selling a dream catcher and me selling clothing? What's gonna be the difference? So and then I moved back to Grand Rapids, Minnesota, like in between this time, and had some stuff in Duluth that I had to move away, come back with my family. And I was like, being in juvenile center, me and my mom didn't really get along too much. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just when we were a kid. Me and my mom are like best friends now, but that's was just when I was a kid, like out fucking up. Moved back, and she didn't want to let me back, so I was literally living outside my van. I go sleep on the homie's couch. Like I go stay at different, I go stay at a different family member's house, but made for like a night. During all that too, I was trying to get myself in the PSEO. Like I got myself in the PSEO. I got into college early, all that stuff. I'm still out here doing good. Like got a job, like everything like that. And then so I'm still researching. And then finally, when my mom let me, finally after like years, she let me come right before COVID. COVID is when I went to go live back with my mother.
Mhm.
And during that time, I was like, okay, this is serious. I started paying for logo work to get done. I started paying. I went to a local company in town. I had to make my first batch. I just put the money down, seeing what it was due. I put the work in. I did the research, did all this stuff, and I made the phone call, and then got my first batch. And then that first batch, not gonna lie, not even gonna lie, that first batch was kind of trash. It was trash. Like compared to what I do now, I was just like, yo, like I had them going. I literally I had somebody else from the city, Shrewsbury, shout out my fucking guy. Like that he made some of the coolest fucking work that ever got put out by me. He like cool ass dude. He put me onto a lot of knowledge about this shit, about doing this shit. So like I brought the sample that he made to the store after the first batch that they fucked up, and was like, yo, the first batch of t-shirts, I'm so glad I didn't invest in hoodies, because hoodies are a little bit more. I was like, yo, the first batch of t-shirts didn't really add up to my measurements. I had the big bag Dreamcatcher design back then that I don't really do that much anymore, just because you got to look at the process to understand why I don't do it. But I bring them, they literally measuring it. They're measuring it while it's on my back, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you wanted this?" And I told them too. I was like, "Yo, that red color that you got me, that heather red, I don't like that. I don't like the pattern, the little, it makes it look cheap when it's not like solid like this shit. Not don't got the little heather pattern on it. I don't like that." And they're like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll get it handed for you." Nah, I got this batch of hoodies. We put down $1,000 to get 30 hoodies done. It wasn't that good. It really wasn't that good.
Yeah.
The the prints came out way smaller than what it was supposed to be, than what they were telling me they was supposed to be, and all this stuff. And like, I was just like, damn, I was so like heartbroken. I was so disappointed. I was like, yo, dog, like we just put down $1,000 for this.
So
Like that.
So if you don't mind me interjecting, so it sounds like at the beginning, like you learned some of the quirks of the industry getting into it, right? Where it's like sometimes you can't always trust the printer, right? And it's almost like you got to really be on the same page as the printer. But also too, like, and I'm sure you probably do this now, is just like now you probably get, I mean, I'm sure down the road once things flow more, right? It's just like either you get a test print done first, right? So like one hoodie, you just see how it does, and then you critique it. I'm sure is what you do now with like shirts, hats, whatever. But like, yeah, at the beginning you don't know that. You just assume like, oh, they know what they're gonna, they know what you're talking about, and they know that they're gonna do you right. And then sometimes that just like some people fall through on what they're supposed to deliver, Yeah.
Like literally, like both my first batches got fumbled. I lost, you know what I'm saying? We still moved those 30 hoodies because my designs are original, my designs are cold. Like I know what I'm doing, so people still fuck with them. See, people still buy them. We got all of our money back. I sold them at price and we got our money back. You know what I'm saying? So I could go reinvest. That was the first fumble, but I haven't really fumbled like that again.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's growth though. You got to start somewhere, and you don't learn unless you fail. And that, I mean, me being an IT man, that's like every day. Like, I'm trying to fix shit. I break shit all the time. It's like, well, now I won't do that again, or I won't, like it's just, it's kind of the same mindset, man, across most businesses. It's like you really got to learn to fail and how to overcome those failures and improve upon that the next time around, whenever you're doing something,
Exactly. Like how you handle a situation, how you take care of a situation. Like I said, scared money don't make none. If you're scared to try and you're scared to fail, you're not going to do anything.
100%.
No, it's not even worth it. At some point in my life, I got to that scared to try part of me. Like that happened for a couple years, probably like in middle and high school. But I just recently been able to break out of that and kind of be like, yeah, I'm going to do it anyway because I don't really give a fuck,
Yeah.
And it works.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Because like people, it doesn't matter what you're doing. I've seen people from all walks of life, all ends of life. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're doing somebody better, if you're doing better than somebody in their head, and like they're gonna look at you like, dang, he's like, I can't do that. Dang, like how come he gets to do this? You know what I'm saying? They don't see all the hard work behind that. And then they get jealous, and then they get all this stuff, all these feelings, and then they go start hating on you just because you're doing you. People, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. People are always gonna hate when you're doing good because they're insecure with themselves, because they can't deal with themselves, because they don't have the heart in themselves to go be out there. Don't be afraid to do some nerdy shit. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to like. Don't put on a front for nobody. Don't try to act cool for nobody. Don't do none of that. Because the people, if you're real with yourself, the people who think that you gonna want around you, gonna come around you because you are genuine, because you're real to yourself and you're real to everybody around you.
100%.
Do you get a lot of negative comments, such hate? Because I know on YouTube and Instagram, man, people fucking hate us.
They hate us, bro.
They're calling us, fags, whatever. Fuck you, kill yourself, loser. Do you get it? Fuck
trolls.
those guys.
They're all just trolls.
I don't get too much trolls with a clothing brand, right? We're pretty straight, right?
Hey, yo, dog, I'm gonna be straight up. I'm gonna tell you like this. Like I grew up in the juvenile system. I was running around in the streets as a kid. Like I did a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying, that I really shouldn't have. I caught 4 felonies before the age of 15. You know what I'm saying? And like I was about to get sent to prison at the age of 15. Like I was doing some real grown up shit when I was young, because the way I was growing up and everything around me, everything I seen, people like. And I will say this though, I never got misled. I'm a smart person. I was never the one being misled. I was the one misleading other people. I was like, yo, I got the plan. Let's go do it. I was that person. I was the person being like, yo, don't go hang out with that kid. And, I was just using my intelligence and all that stuff on the wrong things. And like, when you go do something, when you go steal from people, when you go breaking the cars, breaking the houses, you selling drugs, you doing all that stuff. Like when you playing around in the streets like that, people not gonna like what you're doing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're in the streets. It doesn't matter if they're doing good for themselves. Like when you out there doing bad shit, doing bad energy out, people not gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I was getting looked at in school like I got myself put in these group homes. But then even though when I'm trying to change, and like I have to, you got to pay your dues. Even though that I'm in there trying to change, I still got my teachers, I still got my community, I still got the law enforcement, I still got all these people putting all these negative labels on my back, and it got in my head, like making me fuck up more. You know what I'm saying? So like I've had haters. I've had haters since since middle school. Like I've always been a cool person with everybody. I was never mean. I never bullied anybody. I never tried to do any of that because like I got bullied. I didn't have clean clothes. I got fucking bullied. You know, I got bullied in school. I had a lisp. I had a speech impediment. I had all this shit in school that I had to overcome that people who had more than me would put me down for. So, you know what I'm saying? I've been put down so much that I'm not never trying to make your day harder, never trying to put down nobody. And so, you know, when you approach people like that and you're trying to be cool with everybody, people are like, oh, what the fuck? Why is everybody like him? Why are all these girls trying to talk to him? Why is blah blah blah? And like, oh, he's smart in school and blah blah blah. You know, just cause like I said, you doing good for yourself, you doing general, and then you got haters on your dick. So you know what I'm saying? So I had haters before I was doing the business. Now that I'm doing the business, like sometimes I get people that pop up being like, yo, that stuff doesn't really look good, or yo, my homie does this, or blah blah blah, or like, nah, I'm just gonna go rock this brand. That and like the thing is, it's like, okay, like I had so many people abandon me when I was doing other shit. So like random people saying that they're not gonna come support me on some shit. I don't care. Get the fuck out of here. You know, there's people really trying to fuck with me right now that do big boy shit. And they come fuck with me because I'm genuine. You know what I'm saying? So if a random ass hater, walk up to me being like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what you're doing in life because that's not me. That's not what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you got going on. Like, I'll be positive to you, but I don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when haters coming around me, I don't care. Like, I don't care. You know? You just got, you got to let it roll off. You could be like, yo, I wish the best for you, homie. But, like, you hating, wish the best for you. Like, go do you, go be yourself. Like and like I've never been one to be a tough guy, you know, to walk up and approach people on some negative shit. Never been a tough guy. So you know what I'm saying? So even when people like really pushing my buttons, I'm just like, well, I'm gonna leave you alone. Like, dog, I already did 7 years. I already did 7 years in and out. Why? I'm not gonna waste my time with you. I'm not gonna pay you no attention. Like, I'm not gonna see you again.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good stuff. Can we swap the topics? Because I have.
Can I ask him one more question?
Yes.
Okay.
Hit him.
All right. Sorry. And this is one I just thought of, and it's because like, you know, I've had friends growing up that, you know, kind of went down like a path similar to yours, where, you know, they had a really tough upbringing, and then they kind of, you know, turned things around maybe in their late teen years and kind of figured things out, right? And my question is like, do you believe in karma? Like, do you believe that like maybe when you were doing those?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll tell it to you like this: like, there's stuff I'm still paying for, even though I'm doing all this good. There's stuff that I'm still paying for that I lose sleep over what I did. Like, dog, like all that being in the streets, all that shit. Like, I'm like, and hopefully some young native comes over here, comes watch this young native on the res. You know, ain't got nothing. You know, you down on your dick. You know, life's hard as fuck out there, dog. Everybody out there lives below the poverty line on a lot of reservations. Like, it's different from place to place, but on most reservations, the poorest place in this country is Pine Ridge Reservation, a Native American reservation, a Lakota reservation. They are the poorest people in this country. Everybody there don't got shit, live before the poverty line. How is that happening? We're the first people of this country. So I'm hoping, you know what I'm saying, that all these kids, if you out there, you out there putting yourself through a tough time, like putting yourself through a tough time, because you make those decisions at the end of the day to put yourself in there. You know what I'm saying? I just hope they come see this and just be like, yo, dog, I gotta just switch shit around. Like, it is possible.
Yeah.
Like, I come from the reservation. It is possible. I'm out here. I'm college educated. You know, I have a business. I'm only 22. I got LLC. I got all this shit. I'm doing moves in the community. And I had to go learn. I wasn't even taught anything. I had to go you can put the work in, because I had so many people come to me being like, yo, little homie, like, come learn this. Like, I see that you're trying to learn this. I had so many great fucking mentors. So many great mentors.
Hell yeah. And I'm sure with the karma, as like you say, you're still paying for things from the past, but I'm sure as you keep doing good, have you been noticed better things happening? Like, things are kind of turning the tide for you as a whole in your life?
Yo, straight up, like I got, you know, my pregnant girlfriend gotta undergo 2 surgeries. You know, I you know, in the past couple of years, I've had so many phone calls like, yo, your homie just got shot in the head. Yo, your homie just overdosed. Yo, bro ain't coming back for 10 years, 5, 10 years, 20 years. I get, you know, I get those, I get a lot of those phone calls, and, you know, I just try to go out and do good. You know, I was kind of losing track for a second.
It's okay.
What was your, remind me of your question.
Yeah, it's just literally like, as time, you know, you say it, karma, you're paying for a lot of those things still. Like, do you think things are starting to look up though? Or do you think things are kind of changing the tide for you?
Yeah, with all those things going on, I still go out and I still still try to be positive to everything. And I tell everybody like, yo, if you go ask for help, it's gonna come. Like that karma shit is real. When you manifest destiny is real. Manifestation is real.
Mhm.
When you go out and you go speak all these words into the universe, it's gonna come right back. And like a couple weeks ago, I shit you not, dog. I'll tell you, I like off this podcast, I'll tell you about all the money that's been coming in. That's some real shit. Cause like, yo, I was crying to my girlfriend. And like I'm like, damn, we got a family starting, like all this shit. Like I'm out here working a job, like slow money, like all this stuff. I leave got down, put my hands up. I said, yo, whatever is out there, whatever it is, I'm done fucking my life up. I want to be good for my family. I want to be good for my friends. I want to put my people on. I want to do good. I'm done fucking up, done with all this stupid shit. Send me something. Send me something. Yo, dog, I'm up. I'm up right now. Like,
Awesome,
dog,
man.
I just did an event for the community. I'm getting my name up. I getting my brand up. I'm about to go apply for a business loan tomorrow.
Hell
You know
yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying?
That's
Oh,
fucking
fantastic.
yeah, dude. Small business.
That's
Fuck
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was up in the bar. And I literally I never went on gambling. Won like 500 on pull tabs, dog. I got my check in, making hella money, tips, delivering for Domino's, like, and then I like for the event I just did for community commissions about to cut me a check. You know what I'm saying? I literally just 2 weeks ago put my fucking hands up. Literally just 2 weeks ago, I was like, send me something, dude. Send me something, do me something, and it came just because I put my hands up and asked for help.
Fuck yeah,
That's
man.
good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really good. I like to personally think I do believe in karma, and part of me is like I don't trust people who don't believe in karma. You know what I mean? Because no one instilled the idea of karma in my head. I just had it where I was like, if you do bad shit, it's coming around. Frankly, I wish I didn't, because then I could do bad shit and not feel bad. But I think if you're just a good person, you just have it, because you know the integrity. Don't be a piece of garbage. And it could be. I think it could be learned too. But yeah, I definitely believe in karma. You
No,
gotta
it
watch that for
definitely
sure.
could be learned. It definitely could be learned because, like I was
Mhm.
saying, like when I was a kid, I did a whole bunch of shit without any thought for anybody else. I was so selfish. I didn't do anything outside of myself. You know, everything was focused on me when I was a kid. I was anything that happened to me, I blamed other people. I never took accountability. I didn't have any integrity. I didn't, my mom tells me all the time, even when I was getting in trouble, she's like, make sure you go do the right thing when no one's watching. Make sure you go do that. And I didn't listen until just now, you know?
Well, it all that matters is you are, and it seems like it's working out really well. So we're glad to hear it.
And man, of course, best wishes for you and your girlfriend. I hope everything goes okay on that front.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Um,
I like shout out her. My girlfriend's real as hell, like realest person I've ever been with. She's so supportive. Like when I'm up losing sleep on my business, like when I'm out making plans, like when I'm out doing stuff, like even when she's got going on and I can't really be there at the moment, still down for me. I still got something to come home to, and like that, you gotta have a good support system in your home with your family, with your friends, with your work life, everything. You gotta set that support system up.
Yeah, very important. Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Jack, what'd you got for
Oh.
topics?
did you? Okay, did you guys see this YouTuber that got shot doing a prank? And this was a while
Yeah.
ago. It's probably like 2 weeks ago. You heard about this, Kota?
I saw this.
I have not.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead
so
and
pretty
lay it down,
pretty much
Jack.
this guy was doing one of these harass people in public pranks. I don't know what he exactly
Playing
did to this
something
man.
on a phone.
He's
Creating
playing
space.
some type of weird noise on the phone. There's video of it. It's not very graphic, but it's still kind of fucked up. Pretty much, moral of the story is when someone tells you to get away from them, you probably get away and don't keep walking towards them.
Yeah, you can't
I think
play
in the
with
video,
people you don't know.
yeah, I think the dude in the video says "get away from me" probably like 20 times, and the guy keeps going closer to him. So he pulls out like a goddamn cartoon or like national security at the beginning when he gets killed. He just pulls out a gun like this and just shoots him right in the chest.
Yeah,
and
dude, just
the guy
blasts him.
survived. He survived, but it was like point blank range, like 2 feet away. Just blast.
At least he learned though. At least
he learned. I'm not saying.
No, that
I'm
dude's
not
still gonna do
saying-
pranks though. And he said he
Yeah,
got
still
out of the
gonna do
hospital.
pranks.
And he's like, yeah, he's like honestly,
prank.
getting shot like really exposed my channel, so I'm gonna keep doing
Totally
pranks.
did.
And I'm like, it totally did, but dude, like you don't just go up.
That's not how you do it.
No.
Dog, he's not Tupac. He's not getting more famous off getting shot. Like
No.
Tupac, stop.
You got one in you, buddy. Tupac had like 8. What? 50 Cent got shot like 12 times. Spice One got shot. You're not any of those guys. You fucking fool. No.
And like dude, how I be out in public, like being in lockup, like I got certain rules and regulations I gotta move by. Like I really gotta go move by. Otherwise, I you know, you could be slipping. I'm not doing that. So, Doc, to be in public, when I'm in public, I'm nice as hell to everybody. I'll go hold open, Doc. I'll open your door. The old lady, I'll go push your shopping cart back. I'll give you a nice compliment. I'm not you can't fuck around with random people in public.
No, it's dangerous.
You don't know what everybody else is going on, and like you don't know who has what on them. So when you running up, like not mind, like I tell everybody, mind your own business. Look the other way. Make sure you like look good for yourself. Unless something's going on where you gotta go say something, mind your. Unless people are making it your business, go mind your own business. Because that's a very good example. And like, Doc, we're in America. You know, we are known for the fucking Second Amendment.
People are strapped, bro.
Yeah, Doc. I live in northern Minnesota. I live in like a country ass town. Everybody's got a shotgun, fucking 3 handguns, everything like that in their fucking car, and it's all legal. So if you run up on some weird shit, trying to be on some weird harassment shit, and like I will say, with all the drugs that are going around in Minnesota right now, you don't know who's on what. So, dude, mind your own business. Quit running up on people. Quit doing weird shit. Stop that. Like, that guy got shot for it. Stop doing it.
I'm not saying I condone shooting someone, because like all the guy did do was like verbally harass him, not physically. He shouldn't have shot him, but he shouldn't also be held accountable.
The altercation was literally like 20 seconds long. From start of harassment, it went about 20 seconds in, and the guy kept saying, "Nope, leave me alone. Nope, leave me alone." I don't, maybe 30 seconds. It was maybe a minute.
I'm pretty sure in Texas, after the first "leave me alone," he could have shot.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, they don't play around.
Yeah. No. And he shot him once. He didn't just like mag dump him. He couldn't kill him. He just shot him once, and then
because that's happened, and that's not good at all.
I'm about to go. I had a med card for a couple years, and like you lose your gun rights in Minnesota when you carry that. So I'm about to go get that revoked. Go get my conceal and carry. Like I've been sober. I haven't even really been smoking, and I got son on the way. And like all that stuff, I was raised with guns. Like my grandpa, crazy. My grandpa has crazy stories. Like I'll come back on here. I'll tell some of my grandpa's stories. Like I can
love that. I
can literally go record him telling all this shit. Like my grandpa has crazy ass shit that he did. He was a hippie in the 70s in Minneapolis.
Damn.
Crazy shit, dog. But he wanted to be a gunsmith. But he caught too many felonies because he was running around as like how I was when I was a kid. He caught way too many felonies. Even as a adult, caught way too many felonies. But since he's on the reservation, no one's going out there to check his guns. No one. And dude, my grandfather is so smart. So even though he fucked up in like alcoholism, all that, he's so smart. He literally sits there and he'll read a whole book, like a whole fucking thick ass book on guns, and he just sits there and he wanted to be a gunsmith. So I grew up with 8 AKs, a whole bunch of crazy shit in the house, fucking handguns. I learned how to shoot an AK like when I was 8 years old. I'm very thankful for that because my grandpa was very disciplined and how he handled, you can't play around.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have good firearm safety. You have to have good discipline because it's all the idiots out there. You know what I'm saying? Like even like the young kids like getting fascinated with guns, like saying waving it on camera, waving it at their friends. Like that is not safe. Don't do that. You have a gun. Like that's one that literally takes a second to slip up. Like y'all cannot be out here playing with guns. Like don't do that. Go get certified. Go learn what you're actually doing before you get one. If you don't know how to use it, don't pick it up.
Yeah, and I still to this day can't believe like there are states where you can just go get your conceal and carry without any class. I think it's smart to at least require a class like Minnesota, bro. Like in Texas, Arizona, you can literally just like, oh, you're 21, you can go buy a handgun and you can carry it that day. Like
dude, in St. Louis and Missouri, they're known for like a lot of gang violence shootings and like a lot all that shit. Doc, like you literally see pictures of one person who has their gun license in the party with just like a bunch of guns on them, a whole bunch of shit on them, and it's all legal because anybody can just walk in and then like you said, you're carrying it that day in public. Like I support. I grew up around guns. I believe if people are smart, like I'll support you. Like if something happens, like dog, like with the way of the world, dog. The greatest stat that we have right now is, like I said, our Wi-Fi getting taken out. If the Wi-Fi gets taken out, if the internet gets taken out, power shuts down, whole economy's crashing. We can't do any trade. We can't get food in. We can't order anything.
Everything runs on computers, man.
Exactly. We're in the age of technology. So, Doc, if all that shit goes out, the day that goes out, there's gonna be riots. There's gonna be a whole bunch of shit happening. Like, there's no cameras work. Go prove that somebody did a crime. And like I said, we're in America with like all these guns. If crazy people when all these cameras can go out there and get a gun, what makes you think they're gonna stop from coming in your home? You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
like,
dude.
there's a whole bunch of situations that can happen. So like, I do believe like, go protect yourself and go be smart.
Yeah.
We're
hope that you never
overdue.
have to use it. You know, hope that you
Exactly,
never have
Yeah,
to
hope
use
you
it.
never have to. You gotta have it
Have
though.
it not needed and needed and not
Exactly.
have it.
It's,
Yeah, man.
I mean, like I'm an adult now and I need to get one, but it's bizarre to me talking to people who have like even guys. It's more so guys. I'm getting on the guys. The women are fine. Guys who have like a wife and kids but don't have a gun. It's like, how are you gonna protect them? I don't know. It just seems like you really should get that. You know,
At
a
least
little
one.
security.
At least
one,
a
man.
shotgun. You know,
You
like
need
a home
something, dog.
shotgun.
How are you gonna protect your family if someone comes in and tries to?
Dude, and like what's crazy, like we were literally the last generation to do bear crawls in gym class. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they got all these new, like, dude, we grew up like really tough. All the, you know, we played games where we actually went and tackled our friends, and like that we had to go ride on the bike to go find out if your friends there. And sometimes you gotta knock on the door and that motherfucker's in trouble. He can't even come outside. You know what I'm saying? Our generation was one of the last tough generation. And like now people nowadays, all they do is argue on the internet. Nobody, like, I guarantee like a lot of people out here really haven't walked up to somebody on some one-on-one stuff, like fair fight, shake. Like I've shaken plenty of people's hands doing this. Just fought like a man, threw some hands, walk the fuck away. You know what I'm saying? I've done that so many times with people, and it's just like a certain amount of respect, certain amount of attitude that a lot of people don't have. I certainly believe that the people that aren't willing to do that first shouldn't have a gun. If you're not willing to use what you already got to protect yourself, you don't need to go invest in more to protect yourself because you weren't fine with the bare minimum. Why are you going to the most?
Well, you got the best defense is your feet. Get up and get the fuck out of there. That's what I tell
Yeah,
people.
exactly. If you can't get away, get the fuck away. You don't
Yeah.
want that because like in Minnesota, like if someone ran up on you and you shoot them, you're still going to go sit a year in jail.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're still sitting.
Yeah.
Like
Doesn't matter.
You literally need to make every possible effort to avoid having to use that handgun, which I think is like, you know, fair, but also like if the guy has a knife and he already put it in your arm, then you can dump him, I think, you know, but like,
yeah, no, like that stuff. But there's certain things like, yo, if somebody can come run up in your house and they trying to take your shit and they run out and they start running out the door and you shoot them, any shots in the back, any shot, you know, any shot back the head. So you do some weird shit. You're doing an overkill. You shooting them like 9 times. You're going down. You're getting charged. There is no legal self-defense. When someone runs up on you, you are trained what to do. You are trained what to say, like, hey, I'm a certified firearm carrier. I have it on me. You're threatening me. I want you away from my area. I don't want you coming close to me. You have to say all that stuff before you pull the trigger. Just because you have that certification and you don't listen to certification, there's rules and regulations you need to abide by for you to be 100% legal.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because we don't have the castle doctrine. We're running retreat state. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not all states. Some states are cool and they let you blast people.
Yeah,
you know?
Dude, Texas, you're fucked. Like, don't break in anybody's
home. It's game over immediately.
Exactly, and like I think some of those, like, you know, it's there is no perfect solution to hard questions like this. There is no perfect solution. Everybody's got their own opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But you know, they do need to change this stuff because like growing up in Laka, I seen situations like go quick fast. Like I've literally seen people sitting down eating food and then they got ran up on, hit with a fucking chair, and then start getting stomped out. I see people literally just trying to use the bathroom. Fucking all of a sudden somebody's behind you. You know, and now when I'm in public, like, dog, I'm in the bathroom stall peeing. Like I'm not letting no grown ass man stand behind me. So anybody else that does that, be safe because I've seen, like, go do that. Don't be like, don't let some random ass person be like, you're weird for peeing in the bathroom stall. Like, no, you're weird for wanting to see it. Stand by me and try to compare wieners, guy. Get away from me.
What I say, and everyone calls me fucking crazy, and I'm right. We're both right. I'm a stall man. Why do I want to stand at a urinal next to some guy? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Exactly.
I'm getting the stall. I got the 4 walls. Dude, actually, the stall problem, that's a huge problem. They need to be all the way to the floor, and there shouldn't even be a gap at all. I shouldn't be able to put my eye up and see in. That's what is going on with
At that point, they ought to put like the little door thing that you can look through the door. They should put it on the outside of the stall at that point.
Fucking people. Yeah. Stab your eye. God, I hate that. Dude,
think of how many people you have seen in like school and like public bathrooms though that kind of pass by real quick and was like,
Yeah,
Think how many people were weird because Doc, you
Yeah.
like this is a real statistic. You pass by a couple murderers and a couple like a real
Oh, for
insane
sure.
people while you're walking in Walmart. So all those people, like,
Yeah.
just think of what percentage is trying to look at your wiener.
Yeah, right. You know, that's a good point.
You got to
That's
stay
funny.
on point.
Yeah, you got to look out. You got to watch out for them. No, you do walk by a lot of psychopaths. You know, they're just out
For
there.
real.
Have you Jack, have you guys seen I don't know if you're a PlayStation fan, Coda, but the Sony just released like the photos of the PlayStation 5 Slim, and like it's gonna come out in November. Have you seen that?
I've been Xbox since the original.
That's fine. So I used to have a 360. I'm both. I like both. I have PC. I like everything. Because I think they all have their pros. So I have the original like PS5 disc version, so like the big one, not the Slim, 'cause it's not out yet. And dude, like it's not that much smaller. Like it really isn't. It looks the same. It's just a little bit like maybe an inch or two shorter and like an inch like not as thick. But here's the cool thing, and I kind of wish I held out to get this version, is they all come disk driveless, but for an extra $80 you can like attach the disk drive on.
Yeah.
Stupid. Dumb.
I like
Need
that.
Disk drive. Nope.
You don't like
They're
the
trying
modular?
They're trying to get rid of physical media, so it's all online.
Oh, I
You
get
have to
that.
download it.
Well, that's why I bought the disc version. I like having the disc.
Oh, you bought it?
Oh, I have the
didn't
disc
know that.
version. Yeah, I have a PS5. My
Oh, I thought
girlfriend
you
got me
meant
the
you had
PS5, but still, like I have.
Slim.
No, I don't
Thought
have
you
the
meant you had
Slim.
Slim.
But I was just saying, like, honestly, like it's not even that much smaller. But I do
It's
like
not
the idea
smaller.
of a removable DVD drive, though. I do think that's cool. You can buy it separately.
I also think, like, dude, like I said, we're in the age of technology, and being a business person and knowing how you can make a quick profit. Look at fucking iPhone for the past since they dropped, they changed some a
Dude,
little
I
bit.
literally have that as a topic on my list. Like
y'all are gonna go pay hundreds of dollars for a small ass feature that you could just download a fucking app, download a software for,
Yeah.
and get that shit for free.
Yeah.
Like, Doc, stop letting these companies play you. Like, stop doing all that.
Every time a new iPhone comes out, the problem is, it bends in your fucking pocket like a pretzel. So now it's all fucked up. Or it overheats and explodes in your hand and blows your fucking hand off. And it's like, have you not perfected it? There shouldn't be a problem with any iPhone that comes out. It should just be perfect.
I will say it, like, dude, I will go to war for Xbox. And dude, I will say, even though I literally have the cheapest little iPhone just because it makes you look a little more professional, but like, I'm fucking team Android. You can do so much more shit on Android. I'm not dissing on people for doing Androids, because I guarantee they're fucking smarter than you because they're doing smart people shit on that fucking Android phone. Stop dissing people for Androids.
Yeah, dude.
I don't got that spyware on my phone, at least.
Yeah.
Get out of
I'll
there.
go into my Apple topic since we're already there. So like, I just thought about this literally last week, and it's because of the iPhone 15 release and all its like controversies around its overheating and whatever else, and just like its durability. But like, I've kind of thought, is like, has Apple gone downhill since Steve Jobs died and like Tim Cook took control? Because if you think about it, ever since Steve Jobs died and Tim Cook like took over, they haven't really done a lot of innovation. And by that, I mean, like, there hasn't been like, they've been doing the same thing, iPad, MacBook, iPhone, reiterations, but I'm talking like a new tech thing. Like, they haven't really dropped like a new, like an iRing or something ridiculous. Like, they haven't tried new tech. But like, my argument is like, there's kind of two aspects to this, right? Like, either they are just really garbage now and don't innovate, and just want to tweak what they have at this point to make it as best as they can, like the iPhone, adding little tweaks here and there or whatever, the best they can make it. But also, like, the other side of it is like, maybe Apple has seen, like, just doesn't innovate yet or doesn't need to, because they've seen so many other new innovative technologies come out in these last like even 5 to 10 years, for that short a time period, just fail. Like Google's Google Glasses, huge flop.
Horrible.
Samsung's phone with the projector built into the front of it.
I thought that was cool.
I
thought that was gonna be so cool.
I know,
first.
and then it just never took off. And then another thing, like, I'm not trying to diss on Samsung, but they just happen to innovate a lot, which is a good thing. But like, they had the Samsung Edge where they had the screen on the side of the phone, like that went away, like that never took off. It's just like, I wonder why Apple really hasn't innovated crazy in the last years, and maybe it's because they just realize that the competition's trying to and just failing and shooting themselves in the foot anyways. Like, what do you guys think about that? Like, do you just think Apple's like? I honestly think it all kind of came from Steve Jobs.
Okay, so I just think the new owner hasn't dropped acid.
That's what I'm saying. That was my argument.
Steve Jobs is hella acid. His argument how he invented all this. Like I guess he made computers or paid people to make computers, but still like that whole shit opens a whole different. I'm not saying go try it. I'm not saying none of that shit's cool. Like do your research. Go be safe. Go do all that shit. But like that motherfucker had a creative edge. He got to see another point of view where not a lot of people see. And like, I'm saying, he was smart as hell anyway. So seeing a different point, I think that's what that's what led him. There's a lot of smart people out there that have done psychedelics, made huge fucking changes in society that do psychedelics. And Steve Jobs was fucking one of them.
Fuck off. That's a serial killer. We don't want that.
No, he isn't. He's the Unabomber, okay? No, I was going to piggyback off of that. I mean, Steve Jobs, he did do acid and mushrooms, yes. But really what he took, and this is written down, this is in his notes. He took DMT, traveled to another dimension, and contacted these elf-like beings. Yeah. And they told him how to make an iPhone. They gave him the iPhone. Yeah. They're like, here's the schematics. Here's the iPhone. Do it. Go back, and then that's how he got it. He wrote it down.
I'm very educated about pharmacology. Like that is one of the like I got ADHD, so I hyper focus on so many different topics that I find interesting. Psychedelics was fucking one of them. Drugs were one of them. I know a lot of shit about drugs. I sat there researching all this shit. And just like looking at different things that that people use psychedelics and really took it seriously, weren't dummies about it, weren't overusing, weren't abusing, were actually respecting it as how it should be respected. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of other topics as far as self-help, self-wealth, there's new age medicine, there's a lot of topics that you could pinpoint, like, meditation, lucid dreaming, using psychedelics, working out, having a healthy diet. And like all this whole spectrum of spirituality, like philosophy, like focusing on all this stuff kind of leads those people to, do crazy ass shit, write crazy ass shit. But on the other end, I've seen like spiritual people kind of go a little crazy, even when people like read the Bible too much. Like, because there's a lot of crazy stuff in there that you could research. You know what I'm saying? And I won't diss on nobody's religion, like none of that. Like, go believe what you believe.
Witness. We can dunk on that.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit about spirituality and all that stuff that, like, if you're dropping too many tabs of acid and then you go read the fucking, go read the Bible, go read some spiritual textbook, and you're like, whoa, oh my God, there's this weird thing to life and blah blah blah, and you get these gears rolling in your head and then you wind up crazy.
Yeah.
Like you gotta approach self-help in a certain way if you're gonna use it in the right way. And that's what Steve Jobs did. That's what I'm saying? Like all the psychedelic use, all that self-help use, all the spiritual knowledge has been around for thousands of years, and if you just tap into it, like you can see what it does for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Psychedelics are crazy. The more you research them, the more you realize we don't know anything about them. And all the research is also very anecdotal. But a lot of it's, you can back it up if you just track it, especially in terms of like psychedelics being used to cure addictions or past trauma. Yeah. You can track that shit. That's pretty obvious when people say it.
The guy who started Alcoholics Anonymous, guess what? He credited his sobriety to LSD, to the use of LSD. You know what I'm saying? Terrence McKenna, one of the famous researchers back in the 60s and 70s, who was actually going out to like different indigenous tribes, trying the ayahuasca ceremony, writing all this information down, and he was doing it in a good way. So like right now with like the pharmaceutical industry, first of all, fuck the pharmaceutical industry. Fuck all.
Yeah, big pharma.
Yeah, fuck you, big pharma, you fucking bitches. Doc, I hope they don't come take me out for that, but fuck you.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, be careful.
But yo, like, Doc, all these pharmaceutical companies, like, there's books written about these pharmaceutical companies going down to South America and going to the Amazon because, Doc, there's so many, there's millions of different species, plants, animals, and the indigenous people, like when you're not exposed to artificial light, when you're not exposed to like all this shit that we have right now in society, your brain works a whole different way. You're on a whole different level of understanding nature. Like people, like the Native Americans that could like go down and track animals for hundreds, thousands of miles just based off, their poop, based off their tracks, all that stuff. Like when you go tune into nature, you live a different way. So all these pharmaceutical companies coming down to these indigenous, so-called primitive people, so-called ancient people. I don't know what's primitive or what is ancient about it. We're still here. It wasn't really that long ago. What the fuck y'all are talking about when they bring up pilgrims? You don't call them ancient Dutch people. When you're talking about the same time period as Native Americans and you call Native Americans ancient, what fucking sense does that make? That makes no sense. It's literally just something that they put out there to make us look bad and put us down. You know what I'm saying? They're saying primatization is something to be put down, like we weren't smart people. So all these pharmaceutical companies going down to South America, you know what I'm saying, and looking at all these so-called tribes that were so-called unintelligent, seeing that they're healing their people, and like based off just going to grab a plant in the woods and somebody's grandma and go make a tea, go make a rub, go make something you eat, and really using natural medicine to heal people. Medicine had to come from somewhere. They didn't just pop this shit up out of nowhere. They had to go learn it. And when they're learning it from these indigenous tribes, from these indigenous people, writing all this information down, and then guess what? They go and steal it. They go synthesize medicine, and then they go sell it to y'all and don't even give credit. They go steal so much land, so much knowledge, and don't pay anything for it.
Yeah.
And like
it's always been like that.
yeah, another thing I will bring up, like with all these psychedelic researchers too, like Terrence McKenna, all that shit. Like, dog, like I got a lot. Like I said, I want to work for equity. I want to work for social justice. Like I know a lot about all these social systems that disrupt certain communities in society. You know what I'm saying? So like back in the '60s, they couldn't make it illegal to be black, and they couldn't make it illegal to be a hippie. But what they found was common in these communities, like in the black community, the use of marijuana, in the Mexican community, the use of marijuana, and the hippie community, even though they were white people, they were still using psychedelics as part of the counterculture to speak out against the Vietnam War, speak about certain shit about our government. When people are doing these things, they couldn't arrest you just for being black. They couldn't arrest you for just being a hippie. So now what they did, they made drugs. They made all these drugs illegal so they could go in. Like, dog, you can research the DEA. You can research when the DEA was started and when all these speakers, all these figures that were really trying to change society started coming out. And all of a sudden the government releases the DEA and starts disrupting all this shit, dog. Like it's fucked up. And like the scheduling of psychedelics and the scheduling of marijuana is a violation to fucking human rights. There's no scientific evidence as to why psychedelics should be a felony. If you get caught with it, there's no reason LSD, like pure LSD, I should say, because there's a lot of fake shit out there. Don't do acid. You can't measure it yourself. Don't do acid.
No.
All these things coming out that they have scientific fucking research back from the '60s. Literally, Vietnam vets coming back, being cured of PTSD, being cured of drug addiction, being cured of all these things that all these pharmaceutical companies that they're pushing you a whole bunch of fucking pills for, 5 different pills to fix one thing about you that causes a bunch of more shit, instead of just going, you go sit down 3-4 hours and it does more work than years of therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But our government realized that, but they had to make it look out like, okay, like we're trying, like really the government tries to keep people down. It doesn't matter what race, color you are. The US government will always try to keep the people down.
It's the classic keep the people poor and stupid, but also because that's what the government does, right? But also too, like because they can keep selling us pills that will sometimes Band-Aid fix the item, they don't want to sell you things like the psychedelics because they know it will fix the problem, and then that's not a reoccurring revenue stream, it's all greed.
Dog, the pharmaceutical companies, real life, the biggest hustlers out there, the biggest swindlers out there. Like, dog, like I know I've met a lot of drug dealers. I've slept with a lot of drug dealers like 3 feet from them in prison, not prison, but like juvenile centers, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like seeing that mindset about how people who are out slanging dope go push that on people. They don't care who you are. They just want to go make money, go push you some dope. That's the same mindset that the fucking pharmaceutical companies have. And guess what? They get that guaranteed money from insurance. If you don't, they're sending your ass to collections. They getting all that shit. They're getting you hooked. Dude, like just the other day, I had one of my girlfriend's family friends who is special need. He took a pretty hard fall, right? He took a pretty hard fall. Got his face fucked up, everything like that. They prescribed him fentanyl. What the fuck? What kind of fall? Like that fall was that bad that they had to go prescribe him fentanyl? No, that does not make no fucking sense. And with all the fentanyl that's being moved into this fucking country right now, like, doc, I guarantee you, one of us like at least know a couple people that have overdosed, had a family member
I
overdose,
lost
have
one
seen
of my best friends from fentanyl.
exactly. I've lost a couple people. You know what I'm saying? So we see this shit. We see how it's actually happening right now in front of our fucking faces, and we ain't even doing anything about it. And dude, I will say this: like my whole family came from nothing. And my family really used to go do some shit out here. You know what I'm saying? Like whole family was in the system, made moves with some people. You know what I'm saying? Like we shit, some shit we can't even talk about to this day.
Yeah.
They only talk to me because I'm their family. But yo, like my uncle Sean that passed away, RP. That's what my little brother is named after. My uncle Sean, he passed away of drug addiction. But during that time, this was way back in the '90s. This was before, no, not the '90s. Fuck it, 2000. I was what? I think it was like 2005, 2006. You know, I was just little. Uh, he had a deal with a pharmacist, and he was getting duffel bags of pills out the back door.
Damn.
Yo, dog, and he was going and selling that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying what he did was right or anything like that, but that's what happened. But still,
Mhm.
for him to go and sell all this shit, he had to go make that deal with that pharmacist. He had to go, you know, he had to go make a deal with somebody that has the connections and they're supposed to be out here treating people, working for the government, working for all this shit, and they go get my uncle pills to go push the community. They are not out here.
Yeah.
Our government is not ever gonna be out here for us. Because guess what? Anything that all you know what they put it on the news about all these drug cartels, all about these people, human trafficking, all that shit. The government be doing the same shit. The government still has this government, I guarantee, and it goes not even from the top, the big boys, it's your local police department. I guarantee it. Cause yo, dog, I'm in Tasca County. Tasca County, one of the most corrupt motherfucking police forces in Minnesota. There has been so many recent cases, like just from a couple years ago, a police officer, two officers were running for sheriff, right? One officer started an investigation on the other sheriff trying to get info on him, which eventually led nowhere. Dude, I'll send you paperwork on this shit too. He used $20,000 of fucking taxpayer money on an investigation that went fucking nowhere. Went nowhere. And then guess what? You like, yo, you know, like I said, I talked to a lot of people that did some shit, and like my ex's auntie, back in the '90s when she was moving pounds of weed, she got caught. You know, she got her house raided, and these, you know, they're dumb. It takes them taking them 8 hours find 4 pounds in the crib. It's taking them 8 hours. This little ass old lady, you know, taking them 8 hours, and then finally she had to stop and be like, okay, it's in the dryer, doc. When she went to court, they only charged her with 2 pounds. There was 4 pounds in the house. Dog, I've seen people with like
Mhm.
literally trunk full, you know, trunk full of money in a fucking backpack. And then when the cops pull up and they take all this shit, take it in the evidence, and they're not reporting the full amount, they're not reporting. Guess what they're doing? They're selling it back to the community. They're investing in guns. They're investing in drugs. They're investing in human trafficking. Like, don't believe just because you know what I'm saying. Like, even with the back, like the whole Back the Blue movement, like all that fucking get the fuck out of here. Like, doc, promise you, your local government, your state government, your U.S. government, if you want to see help in the community, you really just gotta go do it yourself. The government's not here for you; they're here for profit.
Yeah, and I think overall, government's probably not the greatest thing, but not everyone is a piece of shit.
I
especially
believe
the
in
top
small
side
government.
of
I
the
believe in
government.
small government, but I think when it gets too big like that, it becomes a problem. You know, like as it has been. You know, I
Yeah,
believe in
like
close knit community, small governments. I'm not talking like your local whatever, but you know what I mean.
yeah, but like I will say, like, yeah, there is people that do go out there and really do try to make a change. That they have, you have to go in the system to learn how to break the rules and how to rewrite everything. That's how you work a system. You have to go learn it first. You gotta learn how to play the game to change anything. You know what I'm saying? So there's people in there trying to help right now, but there's also people taking advantage. You know, you know, they knowing that a truckload of drugs is coming off this highway at this date, this time, they're already setting it up, dog. There are, and it could be just a couple officers in the department doing this shit, but those couple officers making, you know, tens of thousands of fucking dollars off exploiting the community,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
I
they,
mean
you know,
in the
yeah.
1980s, the CIA's funded the crack epidemic to fund a private war in
Well, like,
South America, and it's like you could call it a conspiracy theory, but it's really not. When
it's not. It's
guys
like,
who worked for the CIA come out,
dude, Freeway
Gary
Rick
Webb and
Ross.
Mike Rupert, yeah,
Yeah,
they came out.
Kerry Webb, the guy who was on the
Yeah.
case that started speaking out about it, and he got fucking assassinated for that shit.
He got
Dude,
shot to death,
he,
drive by.
yeah, Yeah, Freeway Rick Ross is still alive. He's still alive today. Like he's done so many podcasts. So like y'all can go look this shit up. That was really the motherfucker. Because like they weren't like necessarily funding it in legality terms. They weren't really funding it, but they weren't doing anything about it. They weren't turning. They were turning a blind eye when he was getting all these shipments shipped in. Because like you said, they had to go fund Revolution in South America. How are they going to do that without moving guns? How are they going to get the money without guns with the product that they have which is cocaine? And then when they come and they put it in all these black communities, they not necessarily put it there, but they didn't stop it from getting there. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, a chemical formula for crack comes out. Somebody had to synthesize cocaine, figure out how to put baking soda or water together to make coke, to make crack, to make free base. You know what I'm saying? That shit that doesn't just pop up out of nowhere. Somebody smart had to do that shit. So when they figure out the simple chemical formula that you can go do on your stovetop, anybody in the projects, small low income housing can go do it. You go pick up $100 bag of coke, turn in like $300, $400, $500 fucking dollars just because you cooked it. Fun. It's a whole system. Like being in the trap. Like they said the government set up the trap. You know what I'm saying? Like they had all this stuff planned out. They knew what the fuck it was gonna do to communities. So when they bring it in, and then people start, the community starts using what they give you, and then all of a sudden they start that whole system. Introduce the drugs, bring them to jail. Keep them from the family, keep them from passing on financial wealth, keep them from passing on all this knowledge, make them a felon so they can't vote on the rights to change any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of actually just sending them to drug treatment, they're getting reincarcerated into this, legal slavery system.
It's a loophole, or it's not a loophole. It's just an never-ending cycle.
Yeah, and all these, like, dog, I was in the system. I know how all this shit works. I've been in court so many fucking times when I was a kid. I've seen how all this shit works, how they be funneling little ass kids in foster care. You would be fucking disgusted if you found out how much money foster care makes. It's fucking it's disgusting. So like getting people in the system, and like what is it? Over 70-80% of jails and prisons are privately owned in America.
Yeah.
That is fucking wild. That is wild that our government isn't even running these. Our government jails aren't set, like over 78% of these jails aren't even government funded. They're privately owned, private companies. You know what I'm saying? So they literally just send in all these people, all these unfortunate people. And like now I said, it doesn't really matter. Like, we can look at these issues and pinpoint them based on race, based on cultural things, because of how people were in the past. But now that we got like representation in the government, and we got representation without them, without the government even putting people on, like, black people, Native people, all these people getting on the spotlight, getting on that. Now that we have representation, they're not really using our color they're not really using any of that anymore, because they were using our race, our religion, and our color to keep us at a certain point in society, keep us at a certain economic standpoint. But now that now America is kind of like this big fishbowl of diversity, they're not using that anymore. If you're poor, the government's just going to keep fucking you. It doesn't even matter what color you are anymore. They're going to throw you in prison. They're going to try and make you a felon. They're going to do all this shit so you can't succeed in society and speak up about it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well said.
It's a problem. Yeah, very well said. Good stuff. Yeah, no, it sucks. It's fucked up, and it's just, I don't know what we can do to break it except to have another civil war, right? Is that where we're at now at this point? Because I don't know how else to reverse this. What we've done. The
only like I said, like there is really no right answer to all these questions.
There is everybody. It's a multi-step thing, if anything. And what are those steps? Who knows?
And it's like, it takes generations. It takes literally generations to fix stuff like this. Like, some of us might not even be alive when we see some of the results about what people are trying to do, but we might not even be alive. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a very long time to change anything. But what matters most is that people have the mindset that I don't care how long it takes. I'm just going to go try and do it. I'm just going to go try and like get the ball rolling and keep it moving.
Yeah, man.
Great. How are we feeling, Paul? Coming up on an hour.
We're at about an hour. Do you want to keep going for a little bit longer? You want to call it? What do you think?
What you got? Let's keep going.
All right.
Let's keep going.
Let's keep going. All right.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Jack, you got anything you wanted to hit on, or?
Nah, I mean nothing super off the press, you know. I don't know, man. I've been trying to find this mobile game. I can't find it for the life of me. And I had a topic about what mobile games we enjoyed back in the day.
Oh,
But
hell
I
yeah.
can't really think of. I've been looking for this one. There's this one platformer game where you play as it's like an Osmosis Jones type thing. So you shrink down and you go inside this guy's body and you're fighting all these germs. It's a 2D platformer. And you're this white germ guy and you just go around beating people up. Can't find it. I've looked for years. I still can't.
Doesn't it have like little green mucus guys in the game?
Yeah, it totally does. Yeah,
I know-
it's like
I
a
know what
2D
you're talking
platformer.
I don't know what
It's
this
like
one
a beat
is.
'em ups game.
This is
kind of,
after
but
my time.
It's like a Super
like-
Meat Boy type thing.
Yeah, because dude, I've been terminally on the fucking internet. Like, dog,
Yeah.
I was on YouTube since like 2005. Like, I've been on the internet. I'm locked in with memes. Like, I love internet culture. I love reading about all this shit, being on the internet. And like, dog, those little like flash games went fucking hard, dog. When you were up in fucking math class and the teacher's not looking, okay, cool math games. You know what I'm saying? I play cool math games too.
Yeah, dude. Mobile
Can't find
games. Mobile games that I liked when I was younger was like, Doodle Jump. What was that one game? They made like 4 or 5 of them, and it was like basically Guitar Hero, but for for your fingers tapping, and you could do like songs. What was that called?
Like Tap Hero or some
Tap
shit.
Hero.
There's so many
yeah.
clones of
Something
that.
like that. Yeah. So like Tap Hero, Doodle Jump.
How about the one where you could get all the guns? They deleted it off the App Store. You could just fire guns.
Remember
Yeah.
everybody thought that was
Did
sick.
the sound effects.
Yeah. And
Those are
that was
cool.
like the first iPhone that could, the 3GS, it had the gyroscope, so you could rotate it sideways and the phone would vibrate when you fire the gun. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
That was like the newest thing.
Where they banned it. Yeah, no, that was cool. Good times.
I don't know of any other like mobile games I really played other than those 2 that I really remember. Oh, I really got into that. Remember when I got into it for like a week and then quit. Remember Cookie Clicker? Do you guys remember when that?
Yeah. Everyone remembers Cookie Clicker.
Wasn't there a way you could make money off that though, or some weird
There
shit?
was some weird. I don't even know how, but yeah, I think there
Someone
was.
probably figured it out at some point. I mean, then it just spawned all those clicking games. You know.
Yeah.
Those are plague on society. No one should play those.
Yeah,
or
no.
those Tycoon. Yeah, that's a good one.
You remember when that shit, the sad situation, the girl that got stabbed over Slender Man?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
yeah,
that was
dude.
fucked up.
Fucking crazy. That was fucking absolutely crazy.
We were-
what the fuck?
We were kids at the time, and no adult talked to us about it. But we were fucked up. We were like, "Dude, this is crazy. Slenderman's fucking crazy, dude." These 2 girls, I still remember that. I think they're in jail still. Pretty sure they got almost life.
I think the one still is because she was on some real
She was-
real
She was also a
psychopath
few
shit.
years older. Like I feel like the other one was a
Yeah.
follower, and that one was like she was like 13, 14. The one was like 9 or 10 or something.
The girl survived, right? Or maybe not. She's stabbed like 30 times. It was a lot.
She might be dead.
No, she's alive.
I don't know, man.
That's fucked up. No, she's alive. She's around. No, that was a fucked up killing that kind of went under the radar. But I remember my mom, because I wanted to dress up as Slender Man for Halloween. She was really against it, but I ended up doing it anyway.
Dude, my mom did some weird ass shit to me one day because I like I said, I was a little ass kid. Like, my mom grew up the same way. Like my mom grew up in foster care. We were literally in, like, I was in one of the lockup facilities that she was, and they were like, "Is this your mom?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, she was here." And like, dude, while I was fucking off one day, she did some weird shit. She called the phone. She's like, "Slender Man's coming. You better start acting up. You better start acting, right?" And dude, I got so scared. And I was like,
He's threatening
"What the fuck
you.
are doing?"
Either. You're like,
Yeah,
shit, Slender Man. Slender Man.
Fucking right now.
Slender Man's gonna know he didn't take the trash out, and he's coming for your ass.
Dude, because I used to literally be up with my homies listening to creepypastas all the fucking time.
Dude, good creepypastas. Jeff the Killer. I
Fuck
think
yeah,
that's all
dude.
I remember. I don't know.
Dude,
any
that was
more
my childhood.
creepypastas.
Like, dude, being so like, dude, I'm a diehard fucking horror fan. So
Love it.
Fucking creepypasta, dude. Creepypastas was one of those things where like you either know about it or you really don't know anything about it.
I'm one of those
same
people that
with-
really doesn't know a whole lot about it. And it's funny because I was in like the 4chan culture and I knew it came up here and there, but I never really got invested in it. Like I never really like cared to look into it. But like I'm one of those people where it's like I really don't know a whole lot about it. I didn't really like take the time.
there was so many like there's so many like such good stories. Like they were so
Oh
fucking
yeah, dude.
good.
The like the lost episode creepypastas like SpongeBob, the episode where they all kill each
Dude,
other,
those
like
were
King of the
fun. Those
Hill.
were, dude, anything that Mr. Creepypasta dropped went fucking
Oh yeah, dude.
dude,
Oh,
went hard in the paint.
he has a
Like, dude,
creepypasta about a lost episode of King of the Hill, and it is disturbing. It's
dude,
Can you
yeah.
explain like what a creepy pasta is for the audience?
I don't even know how to explain what a creepypasta. It's
I
just
got it, I got it.
It's like a copy paste, right? Of like horror fan fiction.
So yeah, like pretty much it's just like the stories may what semi be true, but a lot of them are really stretched out, really detailed, or they might be completely made up. But all this is just like people writing a really cool like horror story, trying to give people a jump scare. And sometimes they use like little cultural references, like stuff that we already see that we think about every day, and they use that and they kind of exploit it a little bit. Like it's the lost episode creepypasta of Ed and Eddie.
Oh,
That
terrifying.
that scared
Yeah.
the fuck out of me.
Oh yeah, dude.
And the look,
I
and
want to
the
watch
little
it now.
thumbnail, like
Yeah.
the little thumbnail, like dude,
They're all
creepypastas were just
demonic.
like a bunch of internet nerds going hard for the horror community. I like they're just making up these little stories, going posting them, and dude, they were so fucking good. They're good than some of the horror movies that are put out today.
I believe
Yeah,
it. Most
well,
horror movies that come out today are fucking junk.
Dude, nah, there's
Dude,
some
but-
good ones, dude.
There's some
Are
okay
you
ones.
guys? Are you guys? The new creepypasta is the Okay, I lost a train of thought. What it was? Oh, it's fucking analog horror is the new creepypasta. You guys into
Oh
analog horror?
yeah. I've been trying to
Dakota,
catch up
I
on
knew
that.
I knew you would know. Paul
Because,
doesn't,
dude,
but
I know I be watching Rainbow, I be watching Nextbo, I be watching all the motherfuckers. That
nice,
like
like
they're
Monument
they're still
Mythos.
on my page, like for YouTube.
Yeah.
All their content goes so fucking hard, dog.
Paul,
And-
if you want some like good horror, YouTube horror, check out Monument Mythos, Alex Kinster.
Yeah.
It's like lost footage stuff, kind of like horror, and it's like really lore based though, like super heavily in lore. Like I'll just run one down. It sounds weird, but it's really terrifying. So there's this fake story, and it's all based in reality. There's this fake story about this evil house that's out in the ocean, and the house is like poisoning the beach, and the house just keeps getting closer and closer. It sounds so dumb. The house is sentient. So imagine a sentient, actual big house, and it's in the ocean, poison in the water, and it just keeps getting closer and closer. And they have Obama talking about it like it's real, like a deep fake Obama talking about this fake house that's murdering people. It's terrifying, and there's no reason for it to be terrifying, but it just works because it goes off that lost horror, like grainy footage, kind of you don't know what's going on. That's just the tip of the iceberg. They have this one. I really like the alternates. They have this whole like you know, like imagine like an 80s fucking Pizza Hut training video, Paul, where it's like, welcome to Pizza Hut, we're gonna train you how to do this. They do that, but like, welcome to Pizza Hut, we're gonna train you how not to get murdered and how to detect an alternate and like these alternate demons and shit, like how to kill a demon. It's creepy, dude.
One of
Also,
the craziest shorts that I have seen recently is like this one about a doppelganger. It's like it's just this lady background voice, and typically like people will have the camera angled so like they're walking around their house, and it'll be like, oh, if you see anybody that looks like you in the middle of the night, please refrain from looking, please look away.
Yeah.
And then also I stop is like, they're in your house, they're in your dude.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
watched
that.
that. I was all baked
It's
as
scary.
fuck that night. And
Dude,
I didn't want
dude,
to
they'll
go
get
back
you.
to-
Dude, because it'll like cut to something, it'll cut to like a baby crying and someone like cutting their throat open, and it'll be like, they're in your house, they're not real, you're not real, you're not real, you're not real, and it'll be like, it's so fucking scary, dude.
I think with all this stuff and technology advancement, and like the horror community being able to use AI for stuff that we can't even like imagine, that we can't personally think of. I think all that stuff's cool, but on the other end, there's some real cool shit coming. Like, dude, Skinamarink. There's just
Dude, I was about to talk about Skinamarink. Oh, it's so good, bro. No one likes it. No one likes Skinamarink.
I love it.
I was about to talk about that. That's great. Paul hates it. He hasn't seen it yet.
Wait, I
Dude.
don't even know what the fuck that is. Telling me I fucking hate it.
Okay, this was the first analog horror movie. It's essentially it's only pretty much slideshows, and it has like no actors really, just the toddlers. Essentially what it is these two toddlers are in a house, they wake up, some demons in the house, and he takes away the
Have
doors
you
and the
told me about
windows.
this in the cast
Yeah,
before?
I told you.
Yeah.
I told
Okay,
you about it.
I remember
And
this.
he takes away the doors and the windows, and he just keeps taking away more stuff. And all he is a voice in the shadows. The best time to watch this movie, it's like 2 hours long. It's a slideshow,
It's like
pretty much.
It's like
It's 3 hours long. It's essentially a slideshow. There are no characters. There's a minimal plot. And it's just about these two kids that are inside this house, and there's just this demon talking to them and doing shit to them, and it's fucking crazy, dude.
Like the way that the writer, dude, it is one of the like
Brilliant.
I know a lot of, because like a lot of people don't want to like go experience something different, something new.
Yeah.
Like you not like, dude, what Skinamarink did, like that dude is literally pushing a boundary of like not only film and horror, but he's pushing a boundary about how we react to horror. There was no dude, there was no jump scares.
Nope.
Everything, like, dude, you would watch it and like, yeah, it's very. I don't even think it was 3 hours. Actually, it just really feels like 3 hours because of the way the movie is filmed. But like, dog, like you'll be staring at like the wall, and there's like this lighting, like the way it makes you feel like you're like 5 years old, like watching the movie with the angle, with everything. So he's playing that psychological thing of like putting you in a headset where like you are that 8-9-year-old that's experiencing this right now.
Yeah.
And so like, the camera would tilt from this glowing TV with a bunch of toys on the floor. All the background is kind of cut out. There's, all these corners where there could be something in the corner. And then the camera will stay still for a little bit, and you're expecting a jump scare. You're expecting something to shut out. And then it will just switch to like a different scene, and then something will keep rolling. And then all of a sudden they put it right in front of you. They put the scary thing right in front of you, but it's not in a jump scare. It's more of a like, oh my God, it's there. What's gonna happen? It's just this. It's like, dude, it's just the built up horror, the built up suspense that kind of doesn't have any like drop. Dude, there's some shit in that movie.
It's dark.
It's so fucking scary. It's so fucking scary as fuck.
What the demon is doing is he's putting these two kids in a perpetual time loop where he gets to keep murdering them in horrific ways over and over again. And you only realize this once you watch the movie and think about what's happening.
Yeah.
But for not showing the demon or the ghost, it's one of the most scary antagonists I've ever seen in the movie. Best time to watch this movie, Paul, is by yourself or maybe with Destiny. Lights off, you watch it in one go. You don't pause it once, and you just watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
I did that by myself, dude. I slept with the lights on. I was fucking horrified because the demon voice is like, Kevin, come upstairs, and it's like fucking scary as fuck. And they listen to him, and the kids just go upstairs and they get their eyeballs sliced out or whatever. And it's fucking horrifying, dude.
That shit was about how it starts out. Like the kid, it wakes up. The kid falls downstairs. The mom is outside of the house, and it's only the dad. So the dad rushes the kid to the hospital. He's like, "Oh no, like he fell, like whatever." And then the kid, you don't really get like a point of view. Like you kind of see them. Like it's almost as like you're an onlooker, kind of stuck in the scene.
Yeah.
But like it starts out the kid's injured, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not sure what's going on." Like blah blah blah. And then one night, all of a sudden the dad disappears. Like the mom's already gone, but then the dad disappears. But they don't kind of make it as like a thing of like the kids are freaking out right away. They start questioning, like, dude, the dad's already been gone for like a grip. Everything in the house is like all the lights are turning off, some bunch of scary shit. Like there's no adults, and then all of a sudden all the doors, all the windows start disappearing. Stuff is like going on top of the ceiling. Like there's all this really weird shit happening, and then the kids hear this, start hearing this demon voice. And dog, when I remember the one scene where she was like, then the two kids, the brother and the sister, they get separated at a certain point, and like I'm not gonna ruin too much about this movie because I don't like ruin movies. Yeah. But like the sister, at one scene, the sister is down in the basement and she's calling to her brother. She's like, "Hey, come down to me, dude." The one's like literally one of these scary. There's more scary scenes, so I'm just mentioning this because like, dude, she calls her little brother to the basement, and then like she's like, "I feel weird. Like, come down here. I don't feel right." And then the camera goes to it. Like I said, it's not a jump scare. They put it right in your face. The camera goes to it. She has no eyes and she has no mouth. It's just a blank face. And
took it away so she could yell to her brother.
Yeah, and then like the demon like starts manipulating like certain things about how they see him. And then at one point, like the demon like showed what was supposed to be their mom, calling the little boy into this dark ass bedroom, and then she's like, "Come in here." And he walks in and she's sitting on the bed, and like all you see is kind of this black silhouette outline. Like I said, they kind of keep stuff in the background. They never put it in your face until it's already in your face. And then she's like, "I want you to check under the bed." And then she checked, like you see the camera move under the bed. He comes back up, she's gone. And it's like, what the fuck? Where'd she go? It's like, oh my God, there's something in the corner, you know? And then all of a sudden you hear this voice, and this is after the face scene. You hear the voice saying, like, "Oh, your sister didn't listen to me, so I had to take her face away." Dog,
Yeah.
and like the way that they word everything in that movie, it just fucking grips onto you. It hits
Holy
you.
shit. Jack, this kind of sounds, I know it's not the same at all, but remember like the stuff I'd send you on like Facebook, like the things with all the eyes, like the pictures and like the white text?
It's actually a little similar to
and
that.
like,
Yeah, fuck
is
those.
it? And like, remember that video one I sent you, or like the girl, it's like almost like stop motion, the girls in the parking lot saying like, "Hey, let's go up to your place." Remember that? And then she follows him all the way up there. Then he turns around. She's a fucking like demon. Do you remember that?
Dude, I sent one to Mary where it's like a normal video. It's like, "Hey, let's go to the bar." Then the guy's face turns and it starts banging like boom, 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 boom. And it's like, "I'm gonna kill you." And I sent it to my sister at like 12 a.m., dude, and she was fucking pissed, dude. She was so scared.
Dog,
It's so funny.
I remember when I was a kid and like all the internet horror started like first coming out. I remember the pictures that you would stare at, and then like it said, "Oh, this picture is haunted. If you stare at it for 5 minutes, you will see the eye." Like they were doing these optical illusions on people. And then I remember remember you get the homie in the class and be like, "Yo, come play this game," and it's all the maze game.
Oh, the maze game. Yep, classic. Oh, dude, I'd scared at least the fucking
You've seen
6, 7
you've seen the video of that guy doing it, and he's getting really close to get to that small part, and then he literally punches a hole through his fucking monitor.
Oh, I've seen
like,
that, dude.
Like straight through.
There's modern maze videos. I saw one like 2 weeks ago of someone doing it to a little girl, so you can still do it. I want to do it. Actually, I should do it to Addie.
He's like, "You can still do it. Let's still get him."
You can still get them. They don't know about it. It's so old now. They definitely don't know about the maze game.
Well, before we wrap things up with Kota and stuff, there is one topic I did want to talk about, and it's just simply because this is going to happen. This is going to come out the day after, but Friday, aka yesterday, for you listeners, is Mental Health Awareness Day. My company is closed in observance of it, and I just want to talk about it because at Gutterball, we're pretty big on mental health awareness, especially for men, who keep, obviously like can't really talk about it as much or haven't been. Now, I think things have gotten better in the past, 15 years as far as like men actually talking about their problems instead of bottling shit up and letting it eat away at them until they, unfortunately either gain an addiction or take their life or both, like shit like that. So is there anything you guys want to say as far as like mental health awareness? I just think like everybody like check in on your loved ones this weekend and all that shit. What is that?
Yo, like talking about mental health. I've lost a lot of friends, but I was also a lot of around. I was around a lot of tough guys, a lot of people that people were really scared of. Like my friend Zeke Grossman, R.I.P. Like when we were growing up, like he was in the system with me. He was like, dude, like no one fucked with him. No one wanted to fight him because I didn't even want to fight him. He was scary as fuck. But like if you were cool to him, he was cool to you. But he just didn't play around with nobody. And he built this name as this big tough guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he wasn't, because he definitely fucking was. You know what I'm saying? He really was like that. He really was a tough guy. It's just cause I think it was last year. Yeah, last year, homie. Fucking him and my friends were they were out drinking, and he went back home all drunk, all fucked up, and had got in an argument with a girlfriend, and he shot himself in the head. You know what I'm saying? So like through any of that, and like at his funeral, like there's people like he was this tough guy. He was this guy that he was bulletproof, dog. Like straight up, he was fucking bulletproof. But he never opened up. He never told nobody that he was down, that he was struggling. He never was like, "Yo, I got all this shit going on," because he would just go handle it without talking to anybody. And like he was a real ass person. He really stuck by his people. You know what I'm saying? He did a lot of bad shit, but he stuck by the people that stuck by him. You know what I'm saying? So like, and like and not only like just dealing with that with mental health to the point where you're about to go take your own life. Like I said, I lost my cousin. Like on this day 2 years ago, I lost my cousin. Because she, and even like Zeke was a tough guy. My cousin Nevaeh, she was cool, doc. She was cool. She was nice to everybody. She was always making people laugh. Like she was on the other end of the spectrum. Like you thought that she was like out here happy, out here living it up, out here doing all these things. Like she never put her stress on nobody. So like even the people that are down, like down out being the tough guy, even the people that are out smiling all this shit, no matter what it is, like I grew like I said, I grew up around a lot of tough guys. It is not cool and it's not anything to like not be a man about how you feel, about how you really feel. You gotta come to people about how you gotta go be straight up. If you lying to yourself and lying to anybody else, you never gonna help yourself. So and like like I said, there's people out here willing to help you. If you just go ask for help, there's people that really do care. So like if you ever feel alone, if you ever feel like you gotta go take your life, and like I said, I just lost my homie Reese a couple years ago. Lost another homie Uchi right before that. Like Reese, he was out here trying to, on another aspect of mental health. He was moving pills in the cities, but when he was moving these pills, he was getting test strips. I don't really fuck with hard drugs. I don't really fuck with people that do that shit. But he came to me and he told me his story. After being in lockup with him for a couple years, he was like, "Yeah, I'm out here doing this just because like people are down. People are trying to self medicate. There's all this fentanyl going around, homie." Like he literally showed me all these prescription grade shit, like literally testing all this shit. He was never selling anything that was gonna make it, never selling an amount that was gonna make anybody overdose. He was literally like, I don't want to see people die because they're trying to self medicate. I'm not about that. You know what I'm saying? And then literally the one time he got some from somebody else, it was a fentanyl lace perk, and I lost my homie. So if you're out here, don't think you gotta turn to drugs. Don't think you gotta hurt yourself. Don't think that you can't open up, that you can't be real, that you can go ask for help. Literally, it just takes that first step. And sometimes even when you reach out to random ass people, say, "Yo, homie, I'm down. I'm down and out. I'm struggling. Like I want to take my life." Like, dog, they got the hotline number. They got a bunch of
Yeah,
things.
it's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Exactly, like dog, that ain't shit. Like, if people struggle every day, like, dog, I cry about a lot of shit. Like, I get sad about a lot of shit, like a whole bunch of shit. Even though I'm out here doing good, I got a whole bunch of struggles that I gotta go deal with. But I still keep it in my mind that yo, you gotta open up and you gotta say something, or else it's get really eat at you until it's too late. So go, dude. There's BetterHelp. Shout out fucking BetterHelp. That's free therapy, dog. Like, there's
Sponsor us. Why the fuck
and
aren't you
like
sponsoring us?
yeah, and like yeah, for real. Like there's all these things that you can go do, and sometimes you don't even need to go do any of that. Sometimes you need to go work out. Sometimes you need to get a good night's of sleep. Sometimes you need to change your diet. Sometimes you need to stop fucking around with some people. Stop hanging around people that don't got your best interest. You know what I'm saying? So like really think about what's causing your pain, what's causing your suffering, and sometimes it is in somebody's genes, it's in their chemical imbalance that they can't really help it to the point where they really do need medication. And like with like even with depression, like you just because like you're depressed for a couple weeks doesn't mean you're clinically depressed, but doesn't mean that you necessarily shouldn't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? So like even the little stuff, like you may not go need the go lock yourself in a treatment facility, or go go talk to a counselor and go do, you may not need to go all this shit. When I was in lockup, really the thing that helped me, the thing that has helped me change my fucking life, and the thing that kept me going, when I was in lockup, I got introduced to my mentor Julian Kiddo, who taught me how to sing ceremonial songs, sing Ojibwe songs, sing powwow songs, and now I go share it with the community. That was the stopping point. It wasn't therapists, it wasn't all these treatment facilities trying to help me, it wasn't all these people saying that they were gonna help me. It was the drum. He like I thank him every day. I owe my life to him because he brought me an aspect of my culture that has helped me keep going. Because like if I would have kept getting in trouble, I couldn't go out and sing. I could go pop out at powwows. I couldn't go be out there for my community. So I took that. I took the drum. I took my spirituality. And I put like all that shit and focused on that. Even though I didn't learn anything. I was like I sucked at singing. Everybody sucks at singing first. You know what I'm saying? But I had
That
to
was the
go
topic
sing.
I had last week.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to go, just go try, go do it. Don't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go do good, when you go do put good out there, it's gonna come right back to you. So anybody struggling, just go think of something that you think might help you. Try it, and if it fails, don't be afraid to try something else. Don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't do none of that. Try it first before anything happens.
And really well said. And I don't have too much to add because you've covered really what all I was gonna say anyway. So great, thank you for that. But I will piggyback. Actually, just before the cast, I had a friend call me. It's funny you mentioned that. I don't know. He's doing all right. He just had a shitty day, you know. And I told him this one Rush lyric, Paul. Yes, we're talking about Rush again. It's a Rush cast. There's this one Rush lyric where he goes, "The way I'm feeling will change the way the world appears." And it's really the truth. Like, if you're feeling shitty, the world's gonna look like shit. But just because you feel that way doesn't mean you have to act that way.
Yeah.
And I use that a lot. Like, even today, I woke up kind of feeling shitty and down, but I didn't need to act that way, you know? And yeah, if you're really struggling, reach out, get help, because there is help, more so than ever, even now. And I got nothing else to say on that.
And even
just keep at it.
Yeah, and even if you are like embarrassed about it, talk to somebody in your family first, and they can help you get help. Because I guarantee you go to even like a brother, a freaking cousin, mom, dad, whatever, grandparent, and you're just like, hey, I'm really struggling with this. I need to talk to somebody. And now anybody struggling, no one wants to really talk to their family, right? And I mean, there's a small amount of people that do, and obviously they're not licensed therapists, so it's like, go talk to them so they can help you get help. Because maybe if you don't know where to go, what to do, I mean, we did list a lot of options that there are, but if you're even just that embarrassed about it, talk to a family member first. They can help you, guide you in the right direction of what kind of help you can get.
I will say, like,
Or a friend.
they don't. Yeah, they don't necessarily have to be related to you to be considered your family, like your real family. Like that whole Bible quote, that blood is thicker than water. You know what I'm saying? That's not about the people who you're born and blood ties to. That's people who you choose to be in your life. That's
Yeah.
what that quote means. You know what I'm saying? So, and I will say that, like, it is a lot of it. Like, you go reach out to some of these younger people. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these young people out here struggling with mental health, and then our parents, our grandparents were kind of raised in a time period where going to therapy was shunned. That you were crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we do need to break that stigma, that mentality, that mental health, and they're trying to deal with your mental health, trying to keep it right. That it's only for crazy people, only people struggling. Even when you're doing good, dog, check in on your mental health. Keep going. Even when you're doing good, keep that shit in check. Keep checking in with people. You know what I'm saying? Really say how you feel. Speak it out. And then even if you do feel bad, you are responsible for your own actions. You are responsible for how you feel. No matter what's being thrown at your life, you are responsible for how you go deal with it. But when you deal with it, just know that there is help out there. There's a lot of fucking help out there.
100%. Well, very well said again. And Kota, thank you so much for coming on. Do you want to again just kind of pimp your stuff really quick? And then obviously everything is going to be in the description below, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to check out Kota's clothing, his Instagram stuff, maybe he has a few things to display quick here for us before we wrap it up. Go ahead, Kota, take the floor.
Hey, yo, just check my brand. I will remind you, I do everything myself. I was doing this shit a couple years ago in a small ass bedroom using the bare minimum cricket equipment, printing my stuff at home fucking printers. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I really do this stuff. I did have nice clothes as a kid, so I'm appreciative for the nice clothes that I do have now, and the nice clothes that I try to put out for all the youth. You know what I'm saying? I try to be good with my prices, and I try to go give back to the community for all those kids that don't have nice clothes. I'm trying to make some for them. Make all them little native kids. I will say, like, everybody can hear my brand, but all them little native kids grew up like me that didn't have nice clothes. Now they can have nice ass shit. You know what I'm saying? This shit look like designer. Yo, check it. You know, embroidered knitted shicey. I don't have any hoodies because literally my batch is coming in tomorrow to make, but I will show y'all. I really do this shit myself. You know, the equipment I use, and like I if you want to come learn how to do all this shit, I don't gatekeep nothing. I teach people really how to go do this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the method that I am using right now, I'm using Chanel patches. I'm using direct to film transfers, which you can go look up a company like Express Warehouse, whole bunch of stuff like that. Fucking TKL transfers. They do plastisol transfers, and you know, when you look at investing your money on this shit, like this didn't even cost me that much to make. And check it out.
Hell yeah, dude.
This sheet right here is gonna make you money. This sheet will make you money. It didn't even really didn't cost that much of the investment. You know what I'm saying? We like all the little homies out there. Like, go get into business. If you're a felon, if you don't think you have any other way, go start a business. Go put yourself on. Go market yourself. Go start something. Shit really don't cost that much. Now that I got my LLC, got my wholesale license, and I can get hoodies in bulk, sweatshirts in bulk. I have to make an original investment, but when you break all that shit down, and the total cost of your product isn't costing that much, and you know how to market it, and you know how to go sell it, it's easy. It's so easy. It's literally so easy. You just you gonna have to learn. You gonna have to lose sleep. You gonna have to grind. You gonna have to learn. You gonna have to ain't nothing come to nobody that puts their fucking hand out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and no, you gotta go work for it. And like, I just try to show people, like, I'm really out here working for it. You're not supporting some big ass company that had millions of dollars to go invest in the first place. Like, I'm starting from the bottom. Dreamcatcher Cartel, all authentic, all official. You know what I'm saying? So like, and the main thing I want with my brand, like I said, I want to still instill the mindset in people just to go try something. You know what I'm saying? My brand isn't just for natives. It's never gonna be just for natives. I got so many homies of all colors that wear my shit, and I fucking love it. I love it when people support that. I just want to go tell people, yo, like, go try something. Go do something. Go be above yourself. And then on the other end of the spectrum, if you want to go be an accountant, you want to go be a teacher, you want to just, go work construction, go work labor, that's cool. All that shit, dude, go be yourself. All that shit is cool as hell. You know what I'm saying? Just go try. Go try something. No matter what you do, go try.
Yeah, and you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Dreamcatcher Cartel. I mean, telling it like it is and how it should be, right? So go check his stuff out. Really quick off the top of your head, Kota, do you have any Instagram, website, anything that we can spew audio wise? As we'll put it in the description, but anything off the top of your head is like ats or anything like that where they can kind of catch your content?
My Snapchat is Kota Dill. My Instagram is Kota_Dill. That I'm kind of like, I've been doing stuff out here, word of mouth, really putting the grind in without a website, dog. Like, doing the shit word of mouth, trying to build everything up. So I got the Shopify is coming. It's already set up. I have, I have products. I got everything listed in there. So like, you gotta go watch my Snapchat stories. You gotta go watch my Instagram. Cause like people buying it like hotcakes. Like, people are supporting it. And I'm gonna go support those who support me back. I got love for everybody that comes supports anything that I do. Like, I appreciate the fuck out of everybody that comes to support it. You know what I'm saying? So like, when that shit drops and I can ship a high quality hoodie to your house, that it's coming from me. That like all this shit's authentic. That I'm a one man band. That I really put in the work, put in the hustle, put in all that shit for this brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Seems like
yeah, go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, seems like it's working out. I'll just wrap up. Really, thank you for coming on the podcast. We did a lot of fun.
Yeah,
you're a great guest. We will definitely be having you back on in the near future.
This was so fucking fun. Dude, I love doing this.
Yeah,
and to those watching, go get yourself some new, clothes. Get something sick. Support a local artist.
Support small business. Like
small businesses.
You got to do it.
So that's all I got to say. I'll let Paul take it from here.
Well, I'll tie it up here, guys. Again, I want to thank our guests so much. Thank you for coming on, Kota. And we know it was maybe kind of a little short notice. We appreciate you jumping on and being flexible with us. We will for sure have you on again. Everybody check out Dreamcatcher Cartel and everything related to that in the description below. Everybody remember to like, subscribe, comment, share this. Tell your best friend about this podcast because it's fucking awesome. Have them listen to it. Listen to it on your ride to work. Tell your mom about it. She probably won't like it that much. Probably tell your dad about it. Anyways, everybody have a great weekend. That was Gutterball 69. Whoa!